Carol here. A wonderful warm welcome to my craft room once again. It's been so long, hasn't it? It feels great to be back. Now I am going to do a school days album using the Wallflower Vellum 12 by 12 pack by Tim Holtz and the Wallflower Paper 12 by 12 album to make this little album. I got these at a thrift store. They were baby albums. They were wired ring albums, so I took the wire off and now I added some gesso. I have a sore throat here. This is my besties project, let me interject here, and so is this one. And that's using the school day image from my bestie, and I'm going to explain all of the reason why I'm putting this up later on in the tutorial. So right now, there's the album. Isn't that a pretty album? They were $1.99. There's the vellum, and then there's paper that I'll use later. So I covered the blue with gesso, and now I'm looking for my bestie's image. Now I designed for Sherry Baldy about 3 or 4 years ago as a design team member for about a year, and I designed with my friend Janie. Now Janie is celebrating over 10,000 subscribers on her channel, which is Crafter's Castle. I'll have all the links. And I was not well and I couldn't join in the hop that she so graciously asked me to do. So it's Crafter's Castle, and the link will be over on my blog. So because I wasn't well, I decided I had to say no, and I felt really bad, you know, when you're invited to do something so special, and I'm so happy for you, Janie. So I decided to do this tutorial in appreciation for you as a friend and for you reaching your milestone of 10,000 subscribers. And so what I'm doing here, and more explanation of everything will be later on in the tutorial. So I added glue, and yeah, I had to turn it around. It was backwards. Watch that when you're doing it where the rings are. So I'm just slicing it off, and I'm going to cover it, and it covers beautiful. Even though this is vellum and it has that see-through nature, it just covers wonderfully to do a book like this. Now, I love this School Days My Bestie image. So when I started this project, you can tell I've been doing it a little bit at a time, just because you can see the clothing changes. And you know me, a good old hour tutorial. It just couldn't be helped. But as I go along in the voiceover, I will try to edit it down if I can. So here we go. I'm going to make an album. Now I was thinking with this little baby album, it would be nice to have a school day album where you can put your children's pictures in every page, you know, as they do something special or have their school day pictures taken. And I'm going to do a giveaway on this also. So if you're interested in it, all you have to do is leave me a message. And, you know, I have the best subscribers too, Janie. So I love my messages that I read in my comments. But just leave me, the ones that comment, I will put you in to win this book sometime in the next week. So here we go. I am cutting. Isn't that a terrible sigh right there? It's only because yesterday, believe it or not, I had the worst migraine ever, and the weather here in Ontario went from 58 degrees right down to 0 overnight, and it put me down because I suffer barometric migraines, and oh man, oh yes. So now it's snowing. You know, it went from not needing a coat on to snowing. It's crazy. Make no wonder everybody's so sick. So here, after I put the vellum on and I waited for it to dry just a little bit, I'm going to punch the holes in so that I can see it when I put the canvas strips on the end. I want it to look mixed media. I want it to be in the brown tones. Not that mixed media has to be in the brown tones, but that's what I chose because this blue album is so blue. Yeah. And I had to cover it, and so I thought, oh, this is wonderful. I went to my stash, and it gets me using up some of the things I already have, and it makes a pretty album. So right here, this is the paper that's going on the inside. So it's vellum outside, paper inside. It's so pretty. Then I'm going to put, like I said, that canvas. After I distress the edges, the canvas paper will go on the where the holes are, where the rings are going in. So here we go. Now, I met Janie, like I said, when we were designing for Sherry Baldy. And I was designing for my bestie, and we had remained friends, which is wonderful. So when she asked if I could join in the hop, I was super thrilled, but super sick. So I couldn't do it. And I wanted to today, I didn't say anything about putting up this tutorial today. I just want to do it so that you will visit her channel and get to see some beautiful projects and, you know, gain some more inspiration. Because that's why we do tutorials, is to make friends and to send out some type of inspiration through my work and through Janie's work. That's why I visit different places on YouTube so that I can gain inspiration. And here I'm just putting it down with, you can use a credit card thingy or a motel room door thingy, something with a nice sharp edge to it so that you can ooze out the glue. Press it all down so it doesn't have any bumps, especially using vellum, right? It can get nasty bumpy. So once in a while I'll just grab that Stampin' Up! Edgy tool there and, you know, smooth it out. So on this canvas paper, I got this at Hobby Lobby. You get a few sheets per pack. And I love the brush lettering on the front of this wallflower paper. It's beautiful. You're getting the best of every world. Here I am just punching holes with the pencil so I can see where to put the glue when I put this paper down. And doesn't that make a beautiful mixed media look just by adding the canvas paper? I think it's wonderful. And don't forget to go around all the holes because we're going to have to punch the holes through it. And if you're not even, if you miss a hole or two and it's not quite even when you do it, doesn't matter because the rings are going to go in beautifully. Trust me. Oh yeah, I had to get the granddaddy out. And I decided to dust it. Yeah. Why not show you on camera, right? Yes, this is when I get my craft room dusted, when I do a project. It's wonderful. It's a little harder to put these holes in after the fact, but you know what? It works. Don't worry about it. Just, you know, fray the edges and put it on. That's the beauty of mixed media. It's not precise. It's just mixed media. I have a way of explaining things, don't I? So here we go. I'm just making those frills and then we'll carry on making the album while I gabby for a little while. So Janie and I, let's get back to that. I know how Janie feels. Can you imagine? I am nearing 20,000 subscribers and I know exactly, it's unreal. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing to know that that many people care about the work you do. So congratulations, Janie. I'm so happy for you. Here I'm just reminding myself that it's paper and vellum that I'm using. Yes. You know, when you're this old, you have to write things down or you might as well forget it. I had so many things I wanted to talk to you about because I haven't been on here for so long. Here, I don't know what I'm doing putting it on this way. Oh, I was probably thinking of saving paper, but what are you doing, Carol? You don't want to do that. You want to use up your stash. So, yeah, I'm just looking. It has all these bugs and it has all this goodness and butterflies and look at that font. I just love it. I made that the front of the page because it was just so beauteous. And then I covered all the blue so you can't even tell that was a boy's little baby album. And here's the pages. So what I was thinking, like I said, oh, here I got these packs were, I think they were $25.99. I got them for $5 at Michael's. I bought the last two. And I love this paper pack. It's so delicious. It's beautiful. I wanted to save it. Well, I have another pack of it. I didn't use many here. But I thought it would be kind of pretty to put it in this album. Excuse me, I'm gluing and cutting here. Oh, yeah, you could have got your tail cut off right there. Oh, like the monkey said when he got his tail cut off, it won't be long now. Is that the way it goes? I never tell a joke right. What about you? Even if I say it 100 times, I still say it wrong the next time. It's crazy. So anyway, I'm just fitting this first piece of paper so that I can put it on top of here, and then I'll cut the holes out. I think it's so crazy pretty, and I love these scissors here. They're not even scissors. It's that fabric roller cutter thingy. It's magnificent. And I love this paper pack. I'll leave the link for that because I'm sure you can still get it because it was only a few months ago I saw it there. And the size of that's odd too. Let me just find it. Just a second here. Is this it? Oh, here it is. 9 by 11 and a half. Isn't that something? Oh, let's, I'm trying to figure out something here. Okay, how many pages do I have to do? Now, what I was going to do here is I was going to do it as a coloring book. I was going to put a My Bestie's image on each one of these pages and use it for relaxation, for coloring, you know, and send it off. Now I'm going to show you this paper. Let me just jump back in here. Isn't this super delicious? I love it. I'm telling you, it's got everything. You've got the foil, you've got the flowers, you have beautiful sayings, you've got, you've got, I did it again, you have calligraphy, you have brush lettering, you have just beautifulness all throughout this 9 by 11 and a half inches. I don't think I've ever seen a paper pack in that size before. But look at all the paper. There's tons of it, I tell you. So I was able to get out a square punch and a round punch and take some of these out to put as corners. There it is. I mean, how were you ever going to see that, right? So here we go. I am going to take out this paper I bought at my stationery store. I knew I would use this over and over again, having all of these wonderful books down the side. So I took about, I don't know, 10 of the papers, took my good scissors that I shouldn't use. This is supposed to be just for fabric, and I cut around all of them. I cut parts out, I cut long strips out, and I'm going to put this through this because it's a school days, that's what I called it, a school days diary. And it is dedicated to Janie and to my bestie. I just really love my bestie. It was the first, I think, design team I was on, and it was wonderful. It was just a wonderful year, and I so appreciated it. So here we go. I have all of these cut out, and when you go into your stationery store, look for paper like this. I always look in the clearance bins when they're just a few dollars, and then I grab a pack and put them in my stash, and then when I'm doing a project, if I remember it, I get them out and use it just like this. All different pieces, parts on this I was able to cut out. Then I am going to do the edges. I think I do them in red. Yep, there it is. Just taking out some brushes here. I'll do the edges in red because it has the beautiful red flowers there. So I thought to match it up, I would just do a little bit of edging in the red. And then I'm going to flip the pages and put some of these on. I think it's every other page because I went to Stampin' Up! In my stash, and I had these A2 size, they're clear sleeves that you put your A2 cards in to keep them dust free, and I had bought them years ago, and I have packages of them. I bought a ton of them, and I thought, what can I do with those? Because I don't do many A2 size cards. Here I'm just, all the apples, I'm setting this aside. I'm going to put glossy accents on it. So, yeah, and then when you cover the page, remember to go back and punch your holes in so that when you put the ring through, you know, yeah. So just the covers that I put on the paper sheets, I just grabbed them before I glued them. Let me state that. I just put them on. It would be a mess if I tried to do it while the glue was still on there. And here I took my $2 circle punch. Might have even been 99 cents, you know, that inexpensive one. I just grabbed that one and it seems to cut just perfect, you know. So here I go, and then anyway, back to the Stampin' Up! Sleeves. I put those sleeves on with a little strip of 1/16 of an inch double-sided tape. Oh, here I have to put all of them back in so that I can close it. And then I'll go through and design with it. And I'm not sure if I glued all of those down. I have to see. It's been a little while since I've had this completed. And here I'm closing it up. But anyway, you put the sleeves in, and you know on the end where you take off the little strip and then you close it up when you put your A2 size card in it, in the vellum? I put it right on the pages here so that you can put your school day pictures in and then seal it up. I thought it was a wonderful idea. I love when my brain comes up with those ideas and you get to use your stash, which is even more fabulous. And here you go. I'm just pressing it in and making sure every hole is in the right spot. The ring is in the right hole. That's the way it goes. So I hope everybody's really having a good new year. Can you believe we're in 2020? Oh my, it's crazy. Isn't it how time flies? Here I'm just doing a walkthrough and picking the pages to put my books on. So I will get out some mixed media glue. And this is medium, mixed, medium, medium. Yeah, and I took a brush, paintbrush, and I'm just going to slap these on wherever I think they should be. That's all you have to do. This is more so of using my stash. It's wonderful. And then when you want to write stuff, you know, as a diary, you want to write things about the pictures that you're putting in here and, you know, what memories you have. You can write right on these pages. They're nice and thick. It was just beautiful. I was wondering when I would get around to using them. They've been in my stash for a few years, these blue baby books. And finally, I came up with this idea, and I'm so glad I did. This has a double portion of books. It has a full amount going up one side and then a little bit on the other side. Now, I didn't do this, but I kept it in the edit. I didn't end up using these flowers I got at Hobby Lobby. You got that little box full of flowers, and here's where I started to cut all the images. I was going to put one on every page and make it a coloring book, but, you know, midstream, you know me, I just changed my mind. And this one that I'm going to color right here, though, it is the school days image, my bestie. She's got a little book in her hand. She's got 2 little pencils in her hair. It's such a cute, cute image. And the thing about buying digis that I didn't know back in the day when I started to buy digis is you can take them to your stationery store and get them made any size you want to have it made, because I wanted to put my digis on watercolor paper, and my printer just wouldn't take the thickness of it, so I just ran it up to my BD store and had them size some on watercolor paper, Copic paper, all kinds of different thicknesses of paper, and all kinds of sizes from tiny to large. And now I have these in my stash to use anytime I want to color or do a My Besties project. Even though I'm not on the design team, they sure set me in the right direction to learn to color, to have, you know, to have time to learn to color, because aren't they cute? But then I changed my mind, as I said before. But that's okay. I just put them in a baggie, and I'll use these images. I decided to go with that Stampin' Up! Idea with the little sleeve covers. I thought that was awesome. And like I said, those paper flowers that look like paper bags there, those really nice brown papers, and all of those strips you took off your canvas to make bows, that would be a beautiful front cover. But then I was in my stash and I saw this gate that I had from a project that I did, and it sat in my room for so long that I just tore all the goodness off and got rid of it. It was just a project that, you know, was just taking up space, and so I wanted to use all of the things off of it, so that's what I did, repurposing it. Now I found some more dies, yes, in my stash, and these dies were an inkwell, scissors, paint brushes, calligraphy brushes. It had everything. I loved it. I think I've used it one other time, But this came in handy. I did some gold, some silver, and some white, just in case I wanted to paint it a specific color. Isn't that wonderful to go to your stash and have this? It has a spool. It has a needle with thread going through it. These are wonderful dies. And like I said, I did silver and I did gold. And I'm going to run them through the die cutting machine and show you what I did with them. There's the gate. You get these gates at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or Joann's. Yeah, they come in a bag, and they're in the funniest spot. I found them in the wedding section years ago. These wooden gates, and they've come in handy. And it was already from another project, so all I did is I had gesso over the gate, and then because it's wood, and then I put acrylic paint and made them look all worn and withered. So here we go. We're going to start coloring. And I'm not going to take too long to go through the coloring because I know sometimes it can be rather boring. But I did want you to see I'm using my Prisma pencils. And I love to color. I really do. And because I'm doing this in the browns and peaches, the peach tones, the orange and yellow, her dress will be orange and yellows, all different tones, I kept to this color, the cream color. I did not go to the natural skin tones with the Prism colors. And then I used some Gamsol to move it around. And, you know, I use whatever at the time looks good to me. And I have a big bowl, a glass bowl that I keep my Prisma pencils, most of my pencils that I collect. I put them in that bowl, and I put the sharpened end up. And then when I use that particular color, I turn it around and put it back into the vase. That way I know which ones I've used, and I can go back and get them. And instead of putting it all over my counter, which they drop on the floor and I lose them, and I can't, you know, they roll here, roll there. I just turn them around in the bowl, and that way when I look over, I know the ones that don't have the coloring end up. I know that those are the ones I just previously used, and I grab them. So that's just a little tidbit there for keeping things kind of organized and not all over your desk. Because I have enough all over my desk. I don't have to add to it. I hardly have any space as it is, you know. But yeah, I bought a new cutting mat, an X-Acto cutting mat. I think they're 24 by 24. For my table. So now it's clean. You know, you have a clean cutting mat. So when I'm working, I have space. But that'll all be filled. You know, it's just for a few days. And yeah. So I find that funny. I clear everything back just so I can see the nice new cutting mat. If that's what I had to do to keep my desk clean every month, I guess, is buy a cutting mat. What can I say, right? So anywho, let's get back to the coloring here. I'm just picking out what colors. I go to the browns and the oranges and the peach tones for, you can see right here, the kind of peachy for the cheeks, and I work it up into the colors. Now, everybody knows if they've seen me color with Copics or whatever, I experiment every time. There's my bowl, and you will see, and there's my stumps and my Gamsol. So let's get back at this. So you'll see me grabbing the stumps and using Gamsol to move my colors around. I just guess. I just look at the colors and I do guess at them, because the beauty of coloring, my friends, is you can always put color on top of color and move it out of the way with your stump and your Gamsol. And it's odorless Gamsol. I have a real problem with getting migraines. I don't like any scents, you know. I don't make sense, and I don't like scents. There you go. Isn't that the truth? Yeah. But anywho, I thought that was funny. The things that are really funny, I don't say those, you know, where you would actually crack up because it is funny. The things that I think are funny, I'm laughing all by myself probably. But anyway, yeah. So as you can see, there's no rhyme, no reason. I just go back and I say, what if I do this? Oh, what if I crack my pencil lead there? And always remember, if your lead breaks, Don't swish it off with your hand. Grab a cheek brush, you know, like a blush brush from the dollar store. It's only $1.25 because nothing at my dollar store is $1. And brush it off with that. Otherwise, you're going to spread lines because it's the end of your pencil lead, right? So whatever color it is, if you flick it with your hand, you can be assured it's going to make a line. So I have a blush brush that I keep beside me, and that's because I have a heavy hand, and just about every pencil gets cracked. And you know what? I'll show you in another video. I keep all the pencil leads that I flick away. I put them in a little bowl that's here, and I crunch them up, and I'll show you in a video what I do with them. Anyway, I want to match the cheek color tones in the skin here. So the color that I used on the upper face, and it doesn't stay like that. It looks like she needs a shave, doesn't it? that's what I thought of. I thought, good night, Carol. Don't keep that there. Whew. You know, I must have kept this in the edit because I'm doing it again. But this is the same picture, my friends. It's just that, oh, I had hours and hours and hours of coloring. So this got stuck back in there. I guess so I could just yucky. I do that best. I don't make sense, but I sure can move my lips and have noise come out of it, can I? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. And you can see that I was playing around with my nail colors. I had bought this really nice white color and this pink. And I thought, what can I do with that? I'll do stripes. So that's what I did. I did stripes. And then I did this light blue and white. I did it, the dark blue at the top tips. And then the bottom, I put the white. No, I put baby blue. That's what it was. 2 different blues. Isn't it funny? It just reminded me because I still have that color on right now, and I'm doing the hair. Now, when I do black hair, I do an undertone. I do undertones with everything because if you make a mistake, you can move it and still have this beautiful color underneath. So my black hair will be start with blue, it'll go to mauve, it'll go to purple, it'll go to dark blue. It'll go to so many things, it's almost not natural. Yeah, see what I mean? I find that really funny, but it probably is, and everybody's probably just staring at the screen going, what's so funny about that, Carol? I don't know. But you can see how it's all different, and I love that. I just lay down so many colors, it's crazy. And then when I get done, if I don't like all the colors that are underneath, I take a white pen, I make lines through it, which I'll show you on here, and then I lightly color over the white, and you can get those fabulous like layered strands for hair on it. And then another thing that's really nifty is if you take your black Copic marker, your 100, and you go through it, and then you scrape it with your cutting knife, and you get down to these beautiful Prisma waxed. Oh, here my white was too short, so I had to add a metal extender onto my Prisma. I keep 3 of them in my pencils. The extenders, I'll leave the links to those. They're fabulous to have because instead of buying new pencils, you have a half of a pencil. You don't want to do that. Oh, here comes my pen, my white pen. And now I'll go over it. I'll leave a little bit of the white, but then I'll cover over the white with a light tone, like you see here, like a yellow. And this is what I'm saying. It's experimental. I will spend an hour. I know it's crazy. I really do know it's crazy. I will put just about every color on the hair until I get it down to what I want it to look like. And, you know, that doesn't look too hot right there. I get it. But it will. It will when I'm done. Trust me. I'll like it. You know, nobody else will like it, but I will. How's that? And if you leave me a comment, you're going to have a chance to get this book. And yeah, so here we go. See, I'm back at it. I have so many layers on this hair. It's probably 1/16 of an inch high when I get done. And then I thought I was going to cut the hair on another piece, like cut it into strips, like color it, cut it in strips, and then glue it onto here. So it actually looked like hair, you know? Oh yeah, I had all kinds of ideas going on in my head. but time got away from me, and when I color, I spend a lot of time. Even though this is sped up, I color for relaxation. So in the evenings, that's when I'm doing this. Some of this, I come back to it many times. As many times as you can see my nail changes, that's when I come back to it. And I experiment. If I don't like it, I color over it. And if I don't like that, I'll color over that. I mean, you don't have to get frustrated. See my nice new mat? X-Acto mat. I got it at Beatty's. So here we go. I'm going to come back to the coloring because I didn't finish the dress. But for now, I just wanted to show you how I added those A2 size. There they are. Oh, I have so many packs of this. It's crazy. There's the fence. I just wanted to show you it done and not done. And I didn't want to take the time to, all it is gesso, put gesso on the fence, take some paints, whatever colors you like. And yeah, I hang all of my sized double-sided tape up with ribbon here to the side of me on one of my light poles. So here we go. I'm going to put a 1/16 of an inch strip of tape, and I'm going to put these on every other page. That way you get to slide the picture of your child or grandchild or great-grandchild into the sleeve, and it's nice and safeguarded. And then when everything is in there, all your little reminders and pictures, you just take the tab, fold it over, and it's glued for you shut, and you have your memory all nice and dust free. Oh, could my life be any better if it was dust free? I tell you what, I'll never get through my house and it'd all be dust free at the same time. You know, I start in one place, by the time I get back to that place, it's dusty. You know, I live on a farm road. There's no getting away from it. It's just, I just get used to it. So there you have it. Yeah, always dusting to do, isn't there? Always something to do. And it feels so nice to be back in the craft room. It really does. I miss you. I do. I have to tell you, my viewers and me, we're connected. When you leave me, when I get new comments, and my friends that have been with me for a long time, I get excited to read them. I don't know about you, but I read every single comment. I comment back to every single person because I just feel like it's a privilege that you take time to watch my video. Especially my videos will go down in the Guinness Book of Records as the longest videos around. I mean, I used to worry when they were 29 minutes long. I have that video out there that somebody wrote to me that I wasted 29 minutes of their life. Well, my tutorial was 29 minutes long. That was the comment. You wasted 29 minutes of my life. And I know it sounds mean, but it really isn't. They probably thought it was a waste of time, you know. Not everybody's works for everybody. And I take it with a grain of salt. I don't get offended at that. I grow from that, you know. It's you can't get offended. The scripture says in Proverbs, great peace of they which love thy law, nothing shall offend thee. You shouldn't get offended because it's a teaching tool. I know sometimes the flesh takes over, and we do, you know, like somebody just said, man, do you ever look ugly today? Well, that could be a little offensive, but then I go look in the mirror and I say, well, you have a point there. See what I mean? Sometimes humor's great from the person where it's coming from, but yeah, I always make something funny out of it. It's just life's too short to get upset, you know? So here's my blue nail polish. Looky, looky. Yeah, I changed up to blue. I like to use all my nail polishes, and then I go grab a sweater and match it up because, you know, when you do a video and you don't show your face, that's the beauty, eh? All you have to have ready is your nails, your jewelry, and your sleeves. And you don't have to worry about the rest of you. You don't have to worry about being make-upped and hair done and nothing else. Just make sure you have your glasses on if you wear them, because you wouldn't want to see one of my projects if I didn't put my glasses on. It would be terrible. Oh, let me get back to the video. Yes, would you, Carol? That would be nice. I slid some of these beautiful quotes from this paper line into here. And I thought on the back of them, you could turn them around because I'm leaving these open. And so you can slide it out, turn it around, and then put your beautiful pictures or your memorabilia. I put this in the corner right there. I wanted to have a slider on there where you could slide stuff in. And I just went through every page, my friends, and just added stash. I wanted to get rid of some of my stash while I celebrated Janie's. I think she's almost at, I think when I looked, she had 10,500 subscribers and growing strong. Oh, I love to see people achieve their goals, and I love to watch a tutorial and see that they have, uh, you know, a lot of subscribers. It just blesses my soul. I really do love to see people grow their channels, and I'm so happy for you, Janie. And here we go. I'm going to cut some more of these quotes. These are actually the exact size. They're 5¼ by, no, 4½ by 5¼ inches, so they weren't hard to cut. I just did them a sliver, a sliver off, and then they had pages with these strips, and that was fabulous as well. So now I'm going to go through the little book. I think it's as cute as can be. It is a fast project if you're interested. Oh yes, I put the gate on the back, but not only on the back, it was upside down. So those things happen. No, Carol, turn it around. That's the front. So really, when you're doing something like that, you have to make sure it's not upside down or on the wrong side. Yeah, that's my, what do you call it? My 2 cents of the day. All right, so we have half a head done on this lovely My Besties image. See how she has the book and the pencil, and she has, I love the way she has her, I don't know what I was doing there, pencil or her foot turned in like that. I love the way Sherry designs her little images. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do all of the shading. And all you have to remember when you shade, we all know this, you go under things. So if it has flowers, just shade underneath the flowers. If it has frills, shade under the frills. And yeah, and just take a darker tone to do it. And it all comes together. Yeah, and see how I'm not, yeah, I decided to do under the dress there on the side and just show you instead of just the bottom. So there you go. It makes such a difference, doesn't it, when you do that? Then I'll go back with my oranges on the yellow bow. And it really does come together. Like her hair, I'm going to zone in here just so you can see the hair. It separates and it has lights and darks, and I've added at least 15 different shades of pencils. And then I'll just scrape it if I don't like it with my knife and get under there to that beautiful wax color that's underneath. And I love the skin tone too. It's not a light skin tone, it's a darker skin tone, but I really like it. It matches the peach hues, so that's kind of nice. So when I'm coloring, if I had anything that was inspirational for you, it would be to relax when you color and don't take anything seriously, because when you add color, especially with Prismas, it's a wax. So you can build, 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 and then you can remove. So it's rather nice, right? You don't have to think, oh no, I put it on there, now how am I going to get rid of it? No, you will. You'll be able to work with it. And don't compare your art with other people's art. That is crucial. If you start comparing your work with somebody else, it's going to rob the joy of coloring away from you, because you're always thinking you're not as good. And you are as good. You're as good as you feel. And when you're practicing, you're not going to grow if you stop. You have to just keep going at it. And if you don't get it right the first time, grab another image and start over. No, just start a new one, not the same image. Keep that image. Don't get rid of your image. But start something else. And before you know it, everything will come together and you'll be happy with your images. I always say, you know what, this isn't a perfect image, but art isn't perfect. It's individual. it's for our enjoyment. That's what art is, of any source. It's to enjoy. So I encourage you to just grab an image. If you like to color facial images like skin tones, my besties is really nice for that, because her little girls like this, and she has boy images too, are super cute. So and that's why, you know what, when you buy digis, like I said, digis are so affordable and they're so wonderful to make them, to print them off. Like if you have a laser printer, it would probably take to the thicker papers, but I don't. I just have your normal printer, you know, that takes 4 billion loads of ink all the time. I'm always spending money on ink. And, but anyway, so much for that, right? So I cut my image out. I've got it all finished. I'm just going to get in between the glasses, and I ended up cutting the glasses, but when I put the glossy accents to make the glasses, you know, look like there's glass in between the, like on the lens, they end up drawing the cut part that I made. But I wanted to take that piece off that was inside there. So, you know, things happen. Now I'll go over all the edges with black so you don't see the white. And now look at that. I'm back to the hair. This is what I do, you know. Okay, so I want to change it up a tad. And then another suggestion, when you're putting your ink going around the edges, turn your image over. Don't do it with the image looking at you like this, because if you make a mistake, my friends, it's going to pop over onto your coloring. But if you make a mistake and slip while it's backwards like this, it doesn't matter. It's on the back. You're not going to see it. See, I tell you that, what do? Yep, there you go. Turn it over, Carol, because I am one to make a lot of error. So now I'm finishing up with the shoes. I'm going to go to kind of this, I don't know, it's like a deep musty orange. It's really pretty. I love it. It just tones everything down. Then I'll go back and everywhere where I think I've got to do something. The eyelashes, I always sharpen a good black pencil, and then I make my eyelashes pop. I decided to do the frames in yellow, and then I'll add a little bit of dark yellow to the insides when I'm finished. And there you have her. This is from Heartfelt Creations. Like, oops, it started to ooze. I had to clean it off. It's like glossy accents. I think it's right behind me here. Let me see. No, it's not. Whenever I say that, it's to the side of me. Yes, it's called, I'm going to leave everything in the description on my blog, but I like to tell you this. It's called 3D Crystal Lacquer from Heartfelt Creations. So you can check it out. It's more runny than glossy accents, just remember that. And I like that because you don't have to use so much when it's thicker. So here we go. I'm just kind of looking at the final result and see how I like it. Now look up on the gate. When I ripped this off an old project, the gate, it had a pink and teal colored flower. I went to the teals on that project, so I had to rip those flowers off because I'll use them on another project. I was going to take my Copics and spray them, but I thought, no, I'll use them. I'll go get some more little flowers so I can use up my stash. And I wanted to keep it to the orange. And isn't that font beautiful on that vellum? I just love that vellum paper. So I'm using, let's see, I think, yep, my hot glue gun to put this down. And tap, 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 get it all down. I think it just worked out beautifully, grabbing stuff out of your stash. And that's why I don't throw out too much from other projects. I'll tear it off first so that I can use what is on the project, and then if I want to get rid of what was underneath, you know, if it's fading or whatever, I'll do that. So yeah, I had some, just thinking to myself, okay, oh, I'm trying to get that glasses together, so I just held it there for a minute. And isn't she cute? Yes. And as I was doing this, I remembered from the dollar store where nothing's a dollar, I had these little alphabet wood letters that I had gotten there at Christmas time. So I took those out. Yeah, I have to remember that that glossy accent stuff has to dry. There's those flip plastic sheets, you know, the A2 size. I call them, they're like dust. They keep the dust away. They're protectors. They're your A2 size card protectors. And this is the paper that I used from Beatty's store. And then there's the before right here, the little album, and there's the after, a school days album for memory keeping. I thought it was rather cute myself. And then I added, at the end, I'll show you all the pictures. I'm just going to my stash of flowers and seeing if I could find some orange and yellow hues, and I did find some. I think I only found one flower in that bag, which is so funny, but you know, there's some right up there. That's at this stamping, scrapping store. I bought those a long time ago. So here we go. I am adding school days with these little letters from the dollar store. And it worked out perfect because I counted the gates, you know, the gates. I counted the wood pieces going down the gate, and that's real wire on this gate too at Michael's. That's on the wood here. So I left it in its natural state where it says school days. And then I was able to have one in the center to separate school and days. Worked out perfect. It was made for there. And I left it in the natural wood. And then I had this little yellow bow from the flowers that I had ordered there. There was a sale going on where you got a sheet of flowers. I think it was dark, medium, and light, the tiny easy flowers there. And then it had little bows to match inside. And it was a really good sale. I remember that. So here I'm just trying to think, okay, where are you going to put that? She has some books down there by her feet. And yeah, so I always twist that wire. I have a little wee file that is very thin, and I wrap that wire around it so that it looks really cute on the flower. You know, it's got that spiral look. And here's the medium hue of roses that it comes in, and I'm pretty sure these are paper flowers, which is wonderful, you know, to find paper flowers this small. And this is the front of the album. I end up putting scissors on the front, some silver scissors and a paintbrush at the end. So I just wanted to show you that. And now that's all the flowers I put on there. I think I put 5. Yes, I put that peachy one at the bottom. Yeah, I moved it down there. And I like the odd numbers on everything you do. We all know that. And there you have it. Don't the glasses look cute? It just brightens up the black eyes. So here we go. Here are the cutouts of the scissors. So I did a gold scissor here because it has the gold Keep, Grow font on each side. It's gold. And the scissors looked really cute, didn't they? I think I did add a pen. I'm not sure. I may not. But anyway, I had this strip from off the paper. So I'm just checking to see it's even when I cut it, that the words on there. I don't leave any words half on there. yeah, I generally do that. So there we go. Just put a strip on there just to add something to that page. And yeah, I had this gold. I might have done that. I'm not too sure. But at the end, if I grabbed it with my tweezers, I probably did add glue and put it somewhere right away. But we shall see. I put another strip down there and left the center open to put some paper stash in it. And on every other page, I had the A2 page protectors. And I love the way once you get them filled, you close them up by taking that strip off. So you have the sticky folded over and you have your treasures right inside this book. And like I said before, if you're interested and even if you're not, if you don't want me to put you into the giveaway, just say so in your comment. But if you leave me a comment, I will certainly do that. Sometime next week, I'll draw a name. And here we go. I'm putting a page right there, a page strip right there. And I'm just going to go through it and see. Oh, I loved how I did the square. It had the ruffle punch, so I used the ruffle square. It was kind of nice, and I like the way you can put all of your memories and write them down on each page and then put your little pictures in those sliders. This kind of looked like a naked page, so I ended up putting some silver scissors here. Yep, see? I do remember. And that die, oh, I love that die. I kept it out where I could see it. I had it put away. And yeah, isn't that pretty? With quick and easy. I think I left the back pretty plain, if I remember right. I don't have it right here with me, but yeah, school days. Oh, I ended up wanting to use the white one, so I grabbed some of my sprays. I don't know which spray that was, but it was really metallic. And I took the lid off, and then I just went over it with this metallic spray that I had. I think it was a Perfect Pearl spray, actually. And now I'm going to seat this on the front. No, go back there, Carol. Put it back on the front, right there. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Add some glue and paste her on there, and you'll be finished. If I think about it too long, I end up not putting it on there. So there you have it. That says school days, and what's better than scissors and a paintbrush? Silver and gold. Perfect match, isn't it? There you go. I hope you like this, Janie, and congratulations to you. I know you were super thrilled about reaching your 10,000 subscribers, so I'd like to dedicate this project, and I will put a link to your channel so people will go over and check your wonderful work out, and I'll put that over on my blog later. And yeah, I'm just getting some of that glue out with my tweezers there. You know how it dries sometime and you see that bulk? Then I'll put some liquid behind it instead of having to do it twice, right? Yeah, so there was a quick little project of a school days diary for you. And if you get it, I'm going to put it in the original plastic case, so you have a case for it. And even if you don't use it and you want to give it away as a shower gift, that would be nice. You know, I think somebody would enjoy this as a shower gift if you have a shower to go to. And yeah, so let's just do, there's the pictures. Let's just do a quick, you know, check, see what I did along here. And if you have these page protectors, there's an idea for you to put them in a diary like this so that people can use them to put their photos in, and they don't take away from the album at all. They actually add to it. So thank you so much as always. You know I appreciate you. I appreciate all my subscribers. And I look forward to hearing from you. And I'm on my way to finish up another project here so I can get it up to YouTube. And I look forward to getting back into the craft room. I did miss everybody so much. So you enjoy the pictures that are coming up. Oh yes, I left the gate like that so you could add some goodies in it if you wanted to. There's the blue book. It hasn't even been opened yet. Isn't that something? I'll end up using that on another project. So you take care. Have a blessed week as always. I'll see you later, my friends. Yeah, that's it. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the pictures.